Hi guys, welcome to my niece TV Zealots. My name is Denise and my partner in crime is Mary. Mary, say hi.
Hi, we're recapping The Good Doctor. Give us a like, give us a subscribe if you want to keep up with us and all the shows that we're watching this fall. What did you think of this episode, Denise? I loved it.
Okay, so I did too. And
Yes.
so the name of this episode was called Pipes. And basically what happened is this husband and wife comes in and their unborn child has a tumor. And Sean, of course, speaks up about this surgery that's really risky. And, you know, of course, they have to take him outside. I learned his name, Melendez.
Melendez, yes.
Yes, I learned his name. Dr. Melendez, pulls him to the side and he's like, look, you can't just tell patients about stuff. You know, we have to walk this through. And so he decides that he's gonna, go ahead and do what the wife wants. But then the husband decides, he's like, no, it's too risky. We could lose, we could lose her. And so Dr. Melendez was like, well, it's either we abort the baby or she dies anyway, because the baby could die in utero. And she has a condition where, I forgot the name of the condition.
I can't remember. It was like ADP or something. She'll go into cardiac arrest.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, so it becomes this battle between, the doctors and the board and the husband trying to, keep his wife from, he really was trying to keep his wife alive.
Yes.
But he was going against her wishes, which was to have this baby, because apparently they had several miscarriages prior to this pregnancy. So she really wanted to carry this baby to term, and she felt like it was her last chance or whatever.
Right.
Okay, so that is what the case was about. Now, meanwhile, the side drama.
Side drama was something else.
Side drama was, Sean was having an episode where, he had lost his screwdriver, and he was going through a thing. Like, he was calling people. He called the president, what's his name? I can't remember. And so he's like, and they say it all the time, so I should remember.
Right, I can't remember.
But he calls them, and he in the middle of the night, like, what is going on? I can't find it. Meanwhile, he was fixing the refrigerator, and the screwdriver was there. So he tells him that the superintendent is supposed to handle all of these things, and you don't have to do it. He's like, just contact him anytime. Well, Sean takes that to mean anytime. He goes and knocks on his door at like midnight. And when I say the superintendent was pissed off, like, he was upset.
Oh, yeah.
You knock on my door. Are you crazy? So anyway, that was kind of the running theme with Sean just adjusting and like things throwing him off his game. So what the director was trying to do was trying to explain to him, you have to learn to adjust to these things.
That's right.
Also, there was another patient. Where she was a sex worker, or I'm sorry, not a sex worker. Well, technically a sex worker, but she was in the porn industry.
Right.
And so she was there for a boil. And yeah, things got interesting. Like, Claire was trying to get, do the pap, but Sean was like, look, I can do this,
Right.
da, 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 da. Now I was kind of mad that Dr. Melendez was like, oh, he was punishing Sean, but then she got caught in the crossfire because she kind of like takes up for him. I didn't like that. Like, so basically you're indirectly punishing me,
right?
Because I understand him, or I take the time to understand him,
right?
You know, and I felt like that wasn't right. But of course we know he's the you know, tough love, or however you want to. He's kind of a jerk.
Yeah, I think he'll always be. But as the season progresses, he gets a little bit more lovable each episode. But he's still a jerk.
He's still a jerk. But I must say, when he was advocating for that woman and her child, I was like, I don't know about this jerk stuff now.
I feel like this was kind of a running theme in the movie, was about like women's choices and what they decide they want to do with their bodies. Between the girl who was in the porn industry, and the mother that would sacrifice her life for a child just so she could have a child come into the world. No matter what her husband said, she's like, I don't need your protection, I need your support. Right. And the husband couldn't see that. And then when Melendez and the blonde were in the bed, she was like, don't ever call me ridiculous in a meeting. And he's like, you're absolutely right. I'm wrong. And I'm just like, oh.
Right? Oh my God. And then he started defending women and children. Like, I was.
Yes. Oh, that made my day.
Take it.
And
also, her choices with she was like, well, I wouldn't want to do this risky surgery to save a baby, like when there's other options, like she could adopt. And he's like, wait a minute, like, you know, if you feel this way, how do you feel about us? Like, I want you to have our child, like carry our child. And she's like, and that's what I plan to do. Like, excuse you, this is my body. And also, I felt like Claire also had a moment where it's women's, you know, the women choice theme, where she's in bed with
English guy. That's all I got.
God, I had his name last. Now I forgot it.
Yeah.
Jonathan? No, it wasn't. Never.
Like Jaden or Jalen or something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And so he's talking to her and she's talking about her choices, and he's like, wait a minute, did you just let me in on
oh yeah.
He's like, did you just let me in on some feelings or something personal? And she was talking about women's choices, and they're right. She's like, you know, you can't just you know, write them off because they work in porn or because they're a sex worker or whatever. They made a choice, you know?
Right.
And so he's just like, whatever, you know, because he, you know, he had the real male approach to things in that moment. So I don't know. I all in all, I really liked the episode, and I felt like it was really good. Like, and then with the porn.
Oh yeah, his flashbacks to his childhood. That was a little bit weird, but I guess we're kind of seeing more into his psyche on relationships and on women as well. So
yeah, because the chief asked him, you know, have you ever had a girlfriend? And he's like, I almost kissed a girl once. And, you know, then it goes back into the flashback of how horrible people are, how horrible children are.
It's true. And she
I feel so bad for him because she was playing a prank. She's like, why would I ever want to kiss you? And I was like, oh my God, people are just so mean. And
yeah.
But meanwhile, the porn star was faced with the choice of losing all the feeling in her vagina. And it was like, It was like gonna derail her career choice. Like, and so, but in comes Sean to save the day. As always, like I said, they keep guessing until he gets there. You know, we have to page the good doctor because when he gets in, he comes up with a solution to these woes. So he, you know, he tells the doctor, well, what you can do is reroute the nerves to her nerves in her leg. So he's like, okay, well, she would lose feeling in her thigh versus losing feeling in her hoo-ha. And
I knew you would say that.
In her entire undercarriage. Okay, so anyway, we're going off the rails now. But yeah, of course she chooses to lose it in her thigh.
Yes. Now, one thing did happen that I feel like is going to be a problem in the next couple of episodes. Remember when the president said, call your supervisor anytime if there's a problem. And then he called them, you know, at 1 a.m, and that was a huge problem. Hill Harper, the one underneath, the black guy, or Bay, he said, you know, I really do want to get to know you. He's like, my door is always open. You could find me and talk to me anytime. And then Sean was just like, new friend. And I was like, no.
But you know what? I feel like they're going to get close because he's making an effort to actually get to know him because he sees potential in him. He's concerned about the risk, you know, involving, you know, a person suffering with this condition. So I think he really wants to get to know him and understand him.
Well, and that's something that we did miss last week. I went and watched the end of it again, but that's what he said to the president. Because remember, he said he would step down if Sean didn't do a good job. So he said, so for our hospital, it's a win-win. If Sean's a good doctor, that's a win. We have gained someone with an amazing mind. He said, and if he doesn't do a good job, I'm the president.
Right.
So he don't care either way.
Right.
I was like, go ahead.
And he's showing that. He's showing that because he's like, I don't have any reason to be prejudiced towards him or treat him bad because either way I win.
Yes, that was such a beautiful moment. I am in love with the way that they're integrating all these stories. Like every episode has just been right on. So I'm really glad that the show exists. Thank you. Thank you for Luke. Thank you for Bay. Oh, anyway.
All the bays. Thank you for all the bays. Okay. Okay, guys. I hope you're following along with the show and having as much fun as we are. Until next week, thanks for watching and have a great night. Bye.